But now we begin a run of back to business as usual of playing tough teams. We're back home. Purdue has really played us very tough over the years since we've been here. I think we only have 2 wins in all the time that we've played them. Their defense, they're physical, they're an excellent team. I think we're fine. Barring injury and really bad breaks, they're another NCAA team that will be in the Big Ten that will be visiting us. And as you know, it's tough to win on the road. You got to hold court at home, and so we hope we can do that. We will be trying to do that.
The other day, Jeff Meyer had told us that you guys were spending a lot of time working on defense during this extra period of time. Were there things that you had seen that specifically needed to be addressed?
You know, when we had when you have the games during the season, if you play 2 games a week, it's really hard to get back to basics, because you're always trying to rest after one game, trying to get ready for the next game. And we went back to just plain defensive principles and offensive principles. We had 1 defensive practice and we had 1 offensive practice, and just to get back to things we had that had fallen behind a little bit, or things that we hadn't put in yet for the young team.
Is that more necessary because you have so many young players?
Yeah, we had to get back to some basics. There's scouting reports, and then there's just the fundamentals. And sometimes you get so much into scouting reports, you're not playing really. You're playing to play instead of playing basketball. So that's a fine area we got to watch.
Do you use that time as a way to maybe get Tim and Trey a little bit more rest than maybe you would?
We didn't use those 2 days, but we did made sure that they had enough days after that. We took a break because of all the games next week. We took 2 days off this week so that we don't have to take a day off next week when we have 3 games in a week. It's an NCAA rule that the first time we've ever used it. And I think it was good. It was good to give guys 2 days back to back. Very rarely have I ever had that situation, but very rarely do you have the 3 games in a week like that we're faced with right now.
How is your team health-wise?
I think they're okay. I think they're okay. There's obviously the training room will have 4 or 5 people in it, but I think we're okay.
John, you hadn't played John Horford since he got back healthy and back in the rotation. Is he coming along well, or is that just a mismatch, or the speed of the game?
We're just, as he tries to get back into the type of shape, both with his with offense and his defense. Max Bielefeld has just played terrific in practice, really well. So it's part that, and John has struggled at times just getting back to, after he's been hit with a month at the beginning of the season, then a month again, and it's hard. And so with Max playing so well, we elected, especially with Mbagwe and his body, to use Max just a little bit there. But John's ready to go as needed, and he believes he's ready to go now.
Is it getting a little harder for John and Max to find time now that Mitch is playing a little bit more?
Yeah, it's hard to find time for Karis, for Spike, for everybody, and the games will be closer, and it is difficult. And the games today with the 3-point shot and the shot clock leads can change so quickly. So it's time to find minutes hard to find minutes for everybody, and it's never going to be enough. I mean, probably never going to be enough. But we just got to keep, and they got to be ready in the event, like John, maybe like in the NIT, was called on for 21 minutes, just like that. So he's got to be ready.
Because you haven't had depth like this too many years in your career, are you referencing certain period of time when you used rotations with more guys and stuff?
I don't think there's been too many times that we've gone to the 9th and the 10th guy, but what hurt us in those years was when there was foul trouble and we had no answers, and we had to really either didn't have the experience or the depth. So it's there if we need it, and if we don't need it, we just got to keep them in shape for practice. But those are talented young men that if they just hang in there and keep working hard, I think they'll be pleased with the final outcome of them eventually getting time.
Mitch's minutes have gone up and up. It seems the last 3-4 games they've been valuable. Do you like where they're at, or would you like him to see more time?
Well, I mean, with him and Jordan, as I said, probably too much. The 5-man's role is so different than it used to be, and there is no way the 5-man can go out and play 36 to 38 minutes anymore. He just can't. it's too much sprint work, too physical. You got to split those guys up a little bit. So I'm real pleased with both of them are getting, a good share of the 40 minutes, probably more like 36 minutes to share.